Hi, yeah, sorry. So we're going to do a travel version of this because I still want to get all of my readings done, but I'm at my parents' house in the backyard. And yeah, we already shook Capricorn, but I'm going to do it again just so that it's fair. We already did Cancer, we already did Virgo. We're just gonna do Capricorn, okay? Because if I don't do Capricorn, then that's just not fair since I already said it, Capricorn. Okay, so no clarifiers, obviously, and then also, I'm sorry, but we're not going to do magnetic poetry because I didn't bring it with me. We're gonna use Botticelli Tarot. I brought the Botticelli and the Paulina, so that's what we're gonna do. Now, please check your other placements. So if this doesn't resonate, check your rising, moon, and Venus sign. Everything you need to know is in the description box. I do not offer personal readings. I do not ask for money. And if you didn't already know, you probably believe in lots of cool esoteric things. If you're watching tarot videos, if I hear ringing on this side, and I apologize, my parents' central air is running in the background. If I hear ringing on this side, it's people who've passed on the right. On the left, will be, you know, my spirit guides, okay? And I'm sorry for being dewy. It's really warm here in the south. Alright, just for fairness, I've already shuffled the cards. I just wanted to make sure that you could hear me because I had my earbuds in prior. Okay, alright. Let's see past, present, future. In the past for you, Capricorn. In the past. Let's see what we got. Oh. The Page of Cups in the reverse. Somebody either retracted an apology or there's somebody holding back communication of an emotional nature with you. It could also be that you have an apology that you'd like to express, or some communication in the past that you'd like to express of an emotional nature. It's being held back this time. What else do we have? This is an interesting view because you actually get to see when you shuffle the cards, although I don't like that. It's making me nervous. I don't like everything not being the same, but I did intend to make sure everybody got their readings. What else? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in the past for you. Okay. Oh, the Empress. Yeah. So, Taurus, Libra energy, creative Earth Mother energy, something where you were nurturing yourself, your creative endeavors, but also at the front of the pack when it came to creationism in and of itself. As somebody who is very nurturing, presides over her home, but also presides over everything out in the world, really. I mean, we're thinking about the Empress energy. It's somebody who builds, but from a space of nurturing, especially in the upright. You know, it's warmth, it's hearth and home, but it's a whole new level because it goes outside of the home. It extends outside of the home into the neighborhood and into, you know, I'm thinking of things like garden work. I'm thinking about working in nature. I'm thinking about connectedness to the earth in order to become more spiritually connected with your creative powers. And I think that that's something that you knew or were called to in the past, or you encountered somebody who was of that vein of thought already, right? I think that you needed to do that in order to be able to speak on your feelings. If I'm looking at the two cards there, needing to speak on your feelings and having to connect back with the earth and ground and center so that you could be nurturing in those communications moving forward. You know? What else? What else for you at this time? Sorry, these chairs are like super awesome for feeling like you got no posture. So, that's the camera angle's really bugging me. Still. What else we got? Well, that's too many. I don't take more than 3 when they fall out in a pile like that. What do we have? Oh, we do have more. Knight of Wands in the reverse. So you decided that because you needed to do this grounding and centering, connect back with yourself and your creative energy from a spiritual earthbound place, that you are not going to pursue any type of passionate action towards anything. That just wasn't going to happen. You know, there was a halt on all action moving forward, or somebody else might have done that. They might have decided they were not going to take passionate action towards you in the past. perhaps they needed to connect back with their spiritual, grounded Earth Mother energy, right? So then following that, we have the King of Wands in the reverse. So this is typically our Aries, Leo, masculine energy. I typically view it as Aries energy. Not feeling in a space where you are in control. There's a loss of control that's inherent here. And I think that it's perhaps because you're not feeling connected with things that you would normally feel grounded by. And so this is where we see the ruler who leads with fear rather than by inspiring others, isn't as compassionate as you might necessarily encounter. The fire that burns rather than warms, you know. The rule of 3, I have to take them now because 3 came out. So we have the 7 of Cups, followed by the Hangman in the reverse, and then the Star. With our 7 of Cups, we have options of an emotional nature. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're romantic. It could absolutely be that in the past you encountered where you were reminded of the ability to have options in anything that would provide you with emotional fulfillment. So think about that for a second. If you're super connected with your career, it could be that you realize the options ahead of you in your career aspirations. It could be if you have options as to where you want to live or how you want to decorate or anything that brings you emotional fulfillment, right? Of course, that goes without saying for the romantic side of things, yeah, you know, but it's also a warning not to build castles in the air, because oftentimes you'll have 7 cups, but in the Rider-Waite Tarot, you may notice that those cups can be filled with phantoms, poison, snakes, false hopes. There's only probably 1 or 2 that actually provide you with emotional fulfillment at the end of the day. So the reminder here is to be discerning with your choices in love, or if that is the vein that it's actually addressing for you, right? The Hanged Man in the reverse, you have gained perspective, though. That's a beautiful thing, Piscean energy on this. Gaining perspective is your saving grace, it seems, or somebody else's. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, but it seems to be that you're gaining perspective at some point here. You finally recognize which of the cups is best for you and where your path should lie. With that Hangman in the reverse, you finally see all different sides and all different perspectives, and you have an inkling of where to go. I kind of feel like over here I've got like this nagging, pulling feeling, and it's kind of like you're still not, it's almost like you have past things that have burned you, and you're trying to ground yourself to make the right choice, if I'm reading along here. You're being defiant about making the right choice, and it might be because you've been burned before. You're attempting to gain perspective. So, I'll just be 1 second. Sorry, I'm taking care of my mom. She just had surgery. Anyway, okay. So as I was saying, you gain perspective on things, and you kind of know that weighing your options is smart, but also you've been burned in the past, so you also know that sometimes being too careful is kind of keeping you from making any choice, really, if you really think about it. Then we have the Star card here. It's your hopes. You're following your path. You gain perspective that you have to. So I'm a huge fan of a Sassy Scorpion. Okay, Sassy Scorpion Tarot, Christina, and she always talks about you can't really. The cool thing about the star path is that when you follow the star path, you're not going to know if it's right for you until you're on the path towards the star. And that's actually really true. It's probably my favorite thing, my favorite lesson that she's ever taught when it comes to the tarot, because the thing is that It's absolutely true. Following the sun is easy. Following your sun is easy because it's actually always the thing, and it happens, and it's easy because it's obvious, you know. But the star isn't so obvious, right? I think that you got your eye on a hope. There's a wish, a goal, and you have hope for something. And it's telling you that you should hold on for hope here. At least you have an inkling that you should. And so that's why you're going, that's the perspective that you gained here in some way, some shape or form. And that's really cool. Aquarian energy with that one there. So you might be dealing with an Aquarius, Pisces, Cusper in the recent past, or an Aquarius and a Pisces, or you might have Aquarius or Pisces in your chart. You might even be an Aquarius, Capricorn. Right? Anyway, let's move on. Ooh, we're shuffling backwards now. Let's move on to your present line. And let's see what we have for you moving into that. I'm sorry, this is like not my favorite setup. I'm really kind of intense about how I record my stuff. And it's hot out here. Holy shit. Okay. The Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. Right now you don't feel that there's been a whole lot of investment in something, or you don't feel that you're investing as much as you should in something, or you don't feel that somebody else is investing as much as they should in something. It's no investment or a lack of investment in the present towards something, a promise, towards your 10, your legacy. You don't feel that you're investing towards your legacy in some way. Probably because the words weren't said. There were some emotional words that weren't said, or you don't feel... it's almost like a creative block here. If we look at the Empress up top and then that. Like a writer's block type thing, or like... oh, there's the King of Swords. Okay. It's the King of Swords. That's a masculine Aquarian energy. So, magistrates, judges, you know, highly intellectual individuals. In the present, you're feeling like you haven't seen the investment from this individual, or there's a lack of creative inspiration there, or they don't seem inspired. They're not planting the seeds that they once did. You're not hearing the emotional communication. In the past there was an emotional communication. From this person, and now you feel the investment hasn't been laid, but this person's coming towards you. You don't feel permitted to speak on your emotions, or this person doesn't feel permitted to speak on their emotions. Yeah. And they haven't, in the past, put very much, they haven't put any inspired, passionate action towards you either. They seem to have been staving off that in some way, shape, or form. What else? Tell me more. It's almost like a lack of fertile creative effort. King of Chalices, King of Cups. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. I often see this as Scorpio energy. Also not taking passionate action in the present. There seems to be a fear here. Fear, lack of permission, lack of inspiration. The inability to move forward. You have two kings in the upright in the present, though. That's really interesting for you. Who are these two kings? All right? There is inspiration here. You strike inspiration in them? These two kings? Are they one and the same, though? They're one and the same. They kind of look like the same guy. If you look there, there's somebody who figures with water, but figures with air. They have a effervescent personality, perhaps. Because, I mean, if we think about that, you know, it's like sparkling water, right? This person blocks their thoughts and their emotions. I think they're the same person. And they're not making an investment right now. Not sure why. Seems out of fear, though, because that King of Wands in the reverse up top. It's like a lack of courage to move forward. They don't. but it's a tentativeness rather to share thoughts and emotions. What else? Tell me in the present for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Holy shit, dude. And then what do we get? Oh, duh. Of course we did. The Emperor. I love when a reading comes together like this. It's so beautiful, except this camera angle won't be. The Emperor and the Upright. All of a sudden they take charge. Either they take charge or somebody else does. Somebody with Aries in their chart. Somebody takes charge. Somebody who takes, they're taking matters into their own hands. I'm hearing over here, taking matters into their own hands. Even though they're reticent. I think this is the same person. It's almost like he matures as he moves along. Like when he was foolhardy and young, he bore the cup even though he kept a little to himself behind his back. As he gets older, he has more intellect, yet he doesn't share it all with everybody. And then as we move forward, he takes matters into his own hands. Leadership energy. Somebody who makes their own way in the world and isn't afraid to do so, isn't afraid to call the shots. It seems that he has options ahead of him of an emotional nature. It could be you as well if you have Aries in your chart. Recognizing them, understanding that you have the ability. I could go anywhere by Interpol. You know all about me, and that's what's so frightening. You know, they'll always see the ocean because I could go anywhere. But the Emperor is still, there's still an element of fear here because we have that King of Wands crowning it in the past. It's moving forward having understood his fears. Even though, okay, there's a little bit of regret here about not taking action, passionate action towards somebody in the past because of fear, because of foolishness, or abusing power. Even though they had many options, they abused their ability to act on all of those options. They're taking matters into their own hands now. They're not sharing all of their thoughts. They're not sharing all of their emotions. And they understand, either you or them are not sharing all your thoughts. I'm not seeing this as you. I'm seeing this as external to you. But it's in your present. Not sharing all the thoughts, not sharing all the emotions. And fear over a lack of investment. But there hasn't been investment here. That's 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. But there's somebody taking matters into their own hands now. Absolutely. What else for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? Tell me more. Be kind to the babes because someday you might need them. That's too money. What else? What else? That wanted to come out. 5 of Pentacles. Somebody felt left out in the cold. It was an illusion, though. It wasn't the actual reality of the situation. It wasn't. Okay. Now, 5 of Wands in the reverse. Reconciliation after conflict. Typically, 5 of Wands is conflict, arguing. Somebody is willing to fight. There might be an apology. There might be somebody who's seeking to make things right after an argument or after there was conflict in a situation. They might feel bad after an argument or after conflict in a situation. They want to make it better. It's with an option. They've gained perspective after an argument or disagreement of sorts. Right the course of the ship. Right the course of the ship. I'm still hearing, I could go anywhere. I could go anywhere. You know all about me, and that's what's so frightening. You know, sometimes I channel the same songs for the certain signs, and I can't remember who I did that one for the other time. And we have a flipper here, we have a flipper here. Take the one that hit the board first. There's double Pisces energy here. There's somebody who has Pisces in their chart. You might have Pisces in your chart. High Priestess is a secret. There's either a secret or somebody needs to follow their intuition. This will be in our... I'm just going to leave this just... Oh, there's 3. I'm just going to leave these face down for our future energy. But what I'm seeing here is Pisces energy again. Some people believe that the High Priestess is also a Cancerian card, but here I'm seeing the Book of Knowledge, illumination, things that are hidden from our waking awareness. There's a need to follow intuition in the present after gaining perspective, but also following your true North Star. Who is your star? What is your star? Remember your why. You have a great deal of options ahead of you, but following your intuition is what is best. There are hidden mysteries that are deeper than what we actually know. And I think that's something that sometimes we touch on with the High Priestess, but we need to do more fervently. You know what I mean? Because the thing is that this High Priestess isn't just about, oh, somebody's keeping something from you. In fact, that's not always the case. This is about gaining perspective and following, being true to yourself, being true to your gut, being true to the fact that there are... Oh, I'm going to sneeze. 1 sec. Oh, I'm going to get sick. I only sneezed once. That's not good. It's the whole thing. Anyway, following your intuition. Knowing that you have a path ahead of you that you're destined to be on. And just feeling your way through something. You know, it's like I have... So this tattoo here, it has 6 stars on it. And that's like the pomegranate seeds. Persephone had to eat 6 pomegranate seeds. And she's the one who descends into the underworld. But that's her book there. That's her book of knowledge. And she ended up eating the 6 pomegranate seeds, and that's what trapped her down with Hades for, you know, however many months, 9 months of the year. It ended up being, she bargained. Well, she didn't bargain, Demeter did. But we have all 3 of them. We have all the sweet mates here. We have the Empress, we have the Emperor, and we have Persephone. So it's important that you follow your intuition. Your path will be made apparent, but you have to walk the path so that it is made clear. I believe that's like a Rumi quote or something. Something about reading in the present. Reading, writing, poetry, intuition. Follow your intuition. Where is it guiding you after you've gained perspective in the past? There's been something here about conflicts healed, old conflicts healed, healing conflict. This man is taking something into his own hands, and you're following your intuition. Seems rather demure, doesn't she? I mean, the High Priestess always should. I mean, given the story that it's often closely linked to. But anyway, tangent. In the future for you, Capricorn, we have 3 that we already got. I thought it was 1, it ended up being 3, but to start we have the 4 Pentacles in the reverse. Seems there's going to be some spending happening or some miserly energy. Typically it is the opposite though, so it's actually some spending that's going to be happening in the future. Probably because you feel that there was a lack of investment in the past in some capacity, so you might be doing some investing in the future, or this might be a warning not to go too crazy with investing in things to the point where you let go of everything. You know, you still want to hold something back. You don't want to just go buck wild trying to throw everything out there thinking that everything that you spend on either emotionally or monetarily is an investment, because it doesn't necessarily always pan out that way, you know. And we don't want to overcompensate. I feel like this is like overcompensation energy towards somebody that either you have been holding back what you're thinking from, or they've been holding back from you, and either they're overcompensating in the future for the lack of investment, or you are. So careful on that, okay? Followed by the Fool, adventurousness, breaking out into the unknown, onto the unbeaten path in order to learn, to experience adventurousness. I think this is why we have that 4 of Pentacles a little bit too, maybe, is because you realize that in order to learn, you must risk, you must invest in something. But do be careful. Do remember you're not trying to break the emotional or material bank, breaking out and doing something adventurous. But do remember, we're starting from zero, so you have nothing to lose. Also, I think that's a mentality here. This might be a mentality that somebody else is taking on as well, connected to that King of Swords and the King of Cups in the upright, is that I have nothing to lose, so why not strike out and share how I feel and share what I'm thinking? Because I'm at zero right now. I couldn't possibly go any further down. I couldn't possibly lose any more brownie points, so I might as well share exactly what I'm thinking, exactly what I'm feeling. We can build from scratch, right? And that's the mentality in the future. Final card on that, before I do some more. We have Temperance. There's delay, waiting, healing, tempering of two emotions of two extremes, such as hot and cold. This is also higher learning, travel. It seems to be that, and Sagittarian energy, of course, seems to be that, and this could be during Sagittarian season when it really kicks up and starts moving. So mid-November to late December, where the delay happens, there's a little bit of a stall, in order to heal, in order to bring things into balance of sorts, a nice even keel, a nice warm lull, if you will. I think it's with the emotions, the balancing of emotions. There might be an overrun of passion here, and there's a need to balance, there's a call to balance emotion and intellect coming in the future after a burst of excited, I wanted to say creative, adventurous energy. Yeah, for sure. Okay, what else do we have in the end here for Capricorn? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Yeah, balancing that need for control also, to have control over one's emotions. Oops. Oh, we ended up with 3. That's it for you. Okay, so we have the Moon in the reverse, coming out of confusion, realizing dreams, but also things that are done in the dark coming out to light. Well, not necessarily that as much as, when you're sitting in the shade and you're in the dark about what you need to do next. Illumination, things at the night turning to the day. There's something about this that has to do with this Emperor taking matters into his own hands. I keep on saying that because, as you can see, that Emperor has the world in his hand, and the sword of truth firmly planted as well. He knows his truth, therefore he's taking matters into his own hands. I think that we're coming out of confusion, or realizing a dream, or the cessation of nightmares and sleepless nights that might follow with the night there. I'm really drawn to the sky, the sea of gold that is the sky there. And it really does become the sea when we turn it on our head. So this is the emotional realization and clearing of confusion, clarity that is brought upon Cancerian energy on this. In between Aries and Cancer is Taurus, Gemini. So in the Taurus, Gemini time frame, I think that there was a clearing of confusion that you're going to finally have an aha moment about in the future, more than likely during Sagittarius season. Yeah. And I mean, Sagittarius season's even sandwiched by the Fool and the Moon here. So that's more than likely exactly what's going to happen, is during Sagittarius season there's going to be great healing, and you're going to have a confusion clearing, clarity about a confusing situation that has to do with this balance over intellect and emotion, or an individual with masculine energy that has been hiding something about what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and balance over the two. 6 of Pentacles. What did I just say? Balance over the two. That's amazing. Libra energy. Yeah. Give and take, monetarily, but also in our relationships. The charity versus donation. But just equilibrium, give and take. I think that perhaps in the present, the healing has to do with conflict that was occurring over a lack of equilibrium and give and take. I think there's also something that has to do with your intuition about following along and understanding the confusion moving forward about give and take in a situation. But somebody definitely wants to control the situation a little bit more than another person. That actually could be one of the reasons there was a problem in the past, or even in the present moving forward. That could be one of the realizations. Even though I'm not going to stuff your head with what your own personal realizations could be, what I see here is also confusion clearing about a situation where there was a lack of balance. Somebody actually feeling that a part of the lack of balance for them was that they felt a lack of control, or that somebody else in the relationship was more domineering than the other person, which caused conflict that they're attempting to heal with you in the present. It might be that they are enjoying being able to take the reins in a situation rather than you having the driver's seat all the time. Following your intuition is going to be paramount. And of course, finally, we have the Strength card, Leo. Leo season, that's quite soon. I don't anticipate we should be seeing anything like this, because that's literally within 2 weeks, 3 weeks that you'll be seeing this. But following your intuition is going to be super important, of course. This is about overcoming your fears, taming the inner beast, but also about having courage of conviction, I'm hearing over here. Courage of conviction to follow your intuition. It's also going to be about following your intuition in order to flog the inner beast that is prideful, you know. Yeah, watch out for pride before the fall, because we have that 5 of Wands up there in the reverse. So somebody does come to you seeking balance and attempts to come in and take control of a situation where you are normally encountering confusion. It might be good for you to allow them rather than be domineering. Allow yourself to be, allow submission, you know. Overall energy for you, we have the Knave of Swords. Somebody, I hate this because it really just breeds paranoia into everybody, but we have the Knave of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. And of course, everybody always sees that as watching. You have a watcher. Yes, you do. And Capricorn always has an audience. Here, are we kidding? But I think this is either an invitation for you to observe as opposed to leading the charge. And your observations will give you more of the answers that you're seeking than anything else that you could possibly attempt to investigate. But also it's energy of learning, being inquisitive, you know. So that's important. And I invite you, as well as the tarot is inviting you, to take on that investigative nature. Not necessarily an investigative nature, but just an observational nature. And your path forward will be made apparent by what you see when you embody that energy of the Page of Swords. I think also that there might be somebody who's seeking to learn more about you in a quiet, subdued manner without necessarily expressing, because I see a lot of cards here that are a lack of expression. They're very regal. They do command, and they do demand also understanding of what people's motives are, what people are doing, what their thoughts and what their feelings are. Yet, as they're inquiring about those things themselves with others, they're not necessarily willing to reveal those things about themselves. And I think this is something also that's, it's almost like intel that this king or these kings, depending who you are and if it resonates, are doing, is inquiring while also being quiet and not expressing as much interest until we hit this point in the present, where all of a sudden that person decides not just to be a king but be an emperor. I don't know. I just read the cards. So anyway, that's what I've got for you. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being super patient with my lame setup while I'm out here, and my lame hair, and my melting face, and, you know, this awesome camera angle. I'll be home soon, and we'll see how everything goes. Have a great time. Bye. And there's your cool setup here. Ooh, this was out underneath it, the sun. Oh yeah, there's something happening during Leo season here for you. The sun, you're coming out into the sun. There's something here that's warm for you. Okay, bye.